grow up without their fathers grow up to hate their mothers. Y'all don't believe that, huh? No. Okay, because it was said to me a long time ago when I was in college, the teacher's like, boys who grow up without their fathers grow up to hate their mothers. And and you were in a class with 200 people, and me, you know, problems with reading all that at the time. I was like, I don't agree with that. He said, Mr. Horton, you talking? You ain't talked for 2 years. I didn't even know he knew me. Right? I said, yeah, sir, I don't agree. Dr. So-and-so, I don't agree. Dr. Love, I don't agree with what you saying. He said, well, I'm not saying all boys. He said, but most boys, right, there's a lot of boys that grow up not knowing why their father is not there, not knowing why their friends have daddies and they don't. When it's time to go to Boy Scouts, you don't have a daddy to go with you, right? So people make fun of you. You ain't got a daddy. And you can become an angry child, right? Then it's really important to try to have a male model as well as a woman model. Because in the process of male and female, it sort of teaches you how to do relationships. People think that, you don't need that. You just grow up and have a game. Know how to talk to girls. No, you don't. You don't know how to address that. You
learn it from somewhere.
You have to learn it from somewhere. You don't even know how to walk when you come out. You have to watch people walking. Or you might just be a crawling so-and-so.
Let me just chime in on this, not to cut you off. Me personally, I think it's from, like you said, growing up without a father, like most of us.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, like, she's saved, filled with the Holy Ghost now. My dad saved, filled with the Holy Ghost now, but when they were raising me, they were not. You know what I'm saying? So, my dad, he was in and out, rarely seen him. I didn't really move to Cat till I was like 16, 17. I was already grown. But just a long story short, I think when you hate women, it goes, like, my personal opinion, like you see your mom doing a lot of hoeing, you gotta drag your mom out of bars, you gotta drag your, you know what I'm saying, doing shit like that growing up, it'll make you not hate women, but it'll make you like, all right, women don't have no respect for themselves, so why do I have to respect them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I hate women or nothing like that, but just growing up, seeing my mom, she a pretty woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just understand, like, how somebody that beautiful could just sell yourself so short, be hoeing and doing all this, like most niggas would consider you a bad bitch, like you bad, like I just didn't get it. So that would make me have some type of
some of us didn't help the women have those kind of ideas that you would be worth more.
I don't even know how my dad just got my mom to keep it real, but that's another story.
So this paper says, do boys who grow up without their fathers grow up to hate their mothers? Please answer the following question. Number one, did anyone here grow up without their father in the home or in their life? Like, was he in your life or not really?
Every blue moon, he'll come.
So a blue moon
Mine
day.
was reversed. My mom left, my dad raised us.
Like he'd come, like it was, give my mom some money, fuck my mom, and then cut. You know what I'm saying? But
Did he say hi all the time when he came to?
Nah, he didn't even.
He didn't speak to y'all.
He was half the time he didn't even honor us.
He act like you was the neighbor's kid almost when he came to you.
That nigga act like I don't know what. But
Yeah, and I got that too. He was like, the dude was in, we wanted our daddy.
if you see him now,
Right.
Yeah.
the dude's a deacon, saved, filled with the Holy Spirit. Like you would, like the way he raised my son now, I think he kind of feel guilty that
Right,
he raised me.
kind
He
of
doing everything.
Guilty shame. Okay, number two says, is there anyone here who never met their father or who never knew who their fathers were or what their fathers even looked like? There are some of us that we heard from moms, Nate the wino down there on Fillmore Street is your dad, right? Then it changes. When mom might have had a drink or something, she said, you know something, boy? You see him over there? Because kids gonna keep bugging you. Mama, who is my daddy? And then you know that's messed up to keep on guessing that might be him. So what is the mom's telling you? Well, I done been with all the dudes, right? You know what I'm saying? The stove man, the man that was trying to buy the stove, or the man that always stole alcohol out of the back of the stove. It can be a lot of stuff. So number three says, does anyone believe that fathers are not really needed in the home and in the process of raising their children, you guys like believe that they're not really needed, not really. Do you believe that as children, through anger, through confusion, do we say that though? Have you ever said that in the time when you did need, did you ever say you did need?
Yeah.
So
Everybody
we
say
be
that,
smart
like,
ass
oh,
little
yeah,
kids. I don't need no motherfucking daddy.
The dad can be a better parent than a mom
You
could.
really do though.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's gonna be. No one could ever tell you that. My daughter, swear to God, she'll die without me. She put on so tough.
Yeah.
Like she'll die. She put on with her mama. Her mama, can't even get away anymore. My daughter throws such a fit if she can't come with me,
I don't know
but her
what
mama
you said.
don't even want to deal with it.
See,
It's like, come on.
I didn't get to have no actual daughter birth to, but you know, I've been fortunate to have some little girls that look at me as daddy.
Not to cut you off though, but the Bible, when it's on religious, you feel that no matter if your dad, pimp, mama, crackhead, both on dope, none of that. The Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father, otherwise thy days will be short. That means no matter what type of parents you got, honor them or you're gonna die quick.
Yeah, you just short your day.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You gotta
Well, we're not
understand.
supposed to run out. But see,
Yes,
look,
told
but
you we were
also,
church.
also be careful. You know that those words were written by authority figures. So you gotta understand some of those stories in the Bible were created to keep you obeying the laws of people in power. Your mother, the power structure, obeying and doing good like that. You gotta understand that it was a word that was passed. So when Constantine and the new Bible form was written, they took and put a lot of stuff in there for control.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I read from the King James version.
Yeah, King James version.
So you guys, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
I don't blame my dad,
And
I
it's
don't blame my
helped,
mom.
it's helped me because my father was a heroin addict and he was abused. Now, don't get me wrong. My father, when I was 7 years old, and my mother didn't fight back, I went and got a knife at the kitchen. Now, just imagine me going in the drawer, being this little, probably 7 years old, this little. I'm like, when am I gonna grow? You know what I mean? Just sitting there. Look, it's the little shorty guy. Everybody else growing. What the hell? Right? So I got attitudes, right? Short attitudes and little bitty man's attitudes and shrimp attitudes. And I'm saying, is this what a midget look like? And I was like,
Little man complex.
yeah, I'm like, man, this ain't cool. So, and he big, and I got some toughness in me. Probably some of that blood he got. It's crazy.
Size don't mean nothing in the fight.
So I'm saying when you this little and your daddy's this big, you challenging something. But anyway, when you love your
I'm
mother,
just saying that
when-
I'm an honest person.
right, when you love
I'm
her-
6'3", probably about maybe 260 to 280. I done had a motherfucker 5'4" put hands and feet on me.
Right.
That's how I know. I'm just
right,
being
yeah,
honest.
right, yeah,
That's
right
just
on.
gonna mean nothing.
Right, yeah, and I've been the short dude
Little
doing that
motherfucker
sometimes.
hands and feet
So,
on my ass.
but so here it is. I go to the door and I get the knife, and he's choking her and punching her and beating her. And I go in there and I say, here again, motherfucker, I'll kill you. Woo! He moved out the way. I was really trying to get it. It's stuck in the wall. It was still stuck in the wall.
Oh,
He
you
grabbed
got
me,
the knife?
picked me up, yeah. He picked me up, and he looked at me, and he sat me down and started crying. Thought he was gonna slam me, but he caught himself, right? But this is a warning that this little child, right, and these kids are gonna end up getting you. You might wanna go about your way. So when I went to, when I got 11, we moved to Oakland, and my mama let him move with us, right? And I was like, what's wrong with you? Why do you keep letting him back? We don't want him here. It's not a different thing than the paper said. So one day she came from apartment C, years ago, 79. Walked to apartment C, came home in the door, she was a little tipsy, and he was behind the door and hit her and knocked her straight out. Boom! Her body hit the ground, bam, hella fast. And I was like, I lost her. I went in the room, got my green baseball bat. I walked back in there and he was drunk, arguing over the body, and hit him in his head. Boom! Right? And I beat him for a while with that bat. So then he's cold out. I get on my knees, I used to watch Hawaii 5-0, and I started breathing in my mother's mouth, trying to do CPR. I didn't know if I was doing it right. She woke up. She woke up and went in the room. She didn't know what happened, right? And just went in the room. And so he got up and I watched him, and he walked, and he got out, We didn't see him for about 3 days. He called. And my mama said, James, where you at? He said, I just got out the hospital. For what? For what? What happened? What happened? He said, your son put me in a body cast.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Shoot.
Right? It's interesting why I'm here. I used to be 5 years here, like, what is you doing here? You a drug counselor. What are you doing? And I said, and God told me, you need healing too. You need healing too, because you went through some traumatic stuff when you was a child. You kind of buried it, but that was very painful for me to watch. And then I got old enough, and I started acting, my son's mother told me she cheated on me. So I went and started kind of acting like that. I hit her and all that. And my mother seen me, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing? She did. She said, come here. So my mother fell on the couch, grabbed her arm. I stopped. She said, come here, let me talk to you. I said, yeah, Mama. She said, my father also handed my mother to some prostitutes. My mother worked for the telephone company for damn near 40 years. Pacific Bell.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
Pac Bell?
Yeah, Pacific Bell first. Right? We had the little brown pencils and all that.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So with the writing on it. So my mother,
That was a good
but
job.
way before AT&T, my mother had been there for years. Broken jaws, all that going to work. And my father handed my mother to some prostitutes in Fillmore. They beat her and threw off a second-story balcony. She was unconscious, hit her face on those rocks down there, right? And put my mom in a coma for 2 months. We was in child care, about to be, nobody really wanted no 3 black kids, but, you know, they might have took my baby sister. But it's messed up, it was in there. And then one day, they said, Joseph and James Horton, pack your bags, you're going home. We don't know what this means. Think our mama dead or something. Walk to the front. They go, my mama look like she's never been hurt or nothing. Holding my sister. I said, it is a God. I really, at that point, started believing that it was a God. Because I was talking to somebody in my mind and my spirit. And so it was just that. So anyway, number 3 or 4? Okay.
4.
Does anyone believe that father, okay, number 4. Does anyone blame their mother for causing their father to be absent in their life? I mean, like, you know, you said mom and them was doing this, right? But do you ever think that we can blame mom? You must have did something. Your ass must have did something. The way you talk to me, mama, you must have ran daddy off. That's why he ain't here. It ain't got nothing to do with him not liking me. You know, you must
that
have
would be
did.
a good excuse, but now that I've grown up and I have a kid now, regardless of what me and my baby mama go through, I can't stop me from seeing my
You
son.
can't
I'm
do
making
nothing
effort.
for
my
that.
baby, bro.
If I sit here and be like, oh, I can't see my
No,
son because
I'm
of
never
her.
leaving my baby. So I can't
Yeah,
get my
but
baby.
you got some of our friends, right? We often say, and even in these groups, she won't let me see my child.
That's just a good excuse.
But if you
fight.
had to save your life
have to go
by
to
climbing down the building,
Right. If you
with
really
a
care
rope,
about
on
your
a
kid,
rope,
you're going to fight.
right?
Straight up.
Yeah,
Whether it's through the court
right.
or whatever.
So
you
instead-
lay over and
instead-
die and say, oh, I can't see my kid. That means you don't give a fuck.
Right.
You just
And
don't
so,
care.
Yeah, and oh well, if
And
I
it
go
looks
in there,
good,
they gonna
not
charge
cut
me
you
something.
off, and it looks good to other people. Oh, why you ain't seen your son? Oh, so-and-so won't let me see him. It looks good to other people, but you really lying to yourself because you really don't
I
care.
don't
Or
even get
here's
that
a-
though,
here's
because I
a-
have a spiritual connection with my daughter.
Yeah.
So I don't even get how you can even do that.
Yeah.
Like I be feeling shit.
So
You know
here's
what I mean?
another
Like,
piece.
it's weird.
Here's another piece too. Here's another piece to that is that a lot of males, not saying you guys, it's horrible to say this in the way people think. Men, well not men, males, a lot of males will say, she fucking with that so-and-so. She fucking with that nigga. So I'm not gonna give her no money.
Right.
Let that nigga give her money. Right? Now it's about the coochie. Right? Now it's about the sex. Right?
What does that have
And
to do with your child?
It don't have nothing, but this is an excuse that males do in the blaming of, right?
That's crazy.
Blaming their
You
mama
mad
and
that
blaming
your
these
baby
girls,
mama getting
right?
fucked.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gonna starve
because
your
you
kid?
can't, so you'll let your kids starve because somebody else
Right.
did it. It's like it's a deal thing here. It's a deal breaker. If she will sit right there and don't mess with nobody while I'm over here messing with all these bras, then I'll feed your child.
So
Right?
basically, what you're saying is the only way a motherfucker can take care of their kid is you in good standards with your baby mama.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
crazy.
lot of men.
That's crazy.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
And if you are paying
That's
child
crazy.
support, if you spend time with your child on a regular basis, whatever that was up here, child support, it go down here.
I mean, you
It
love
go
your
down
baby
there.
mama more than
Because
your
they
kids.
know you
You gotta
paying
go
that-
file. You gotta go file.
You gotta go
Also,
file. You gotta get
you gotta
involved.
go file,
You
yeah.
gotta go file. Now, what was number 5?
Mhm.
Okay. Does anyone hate their mother for their father being absent in their life? And people say yes and no. Okay. Number 6. Who do you believe teaches boys how to treat and respect girls and women? Is it your mother or your father? Like, who do we believe
Father, sure.
teaches, like, you know, because, I mean, if women taught boys how to treat women, because they're mostly women raising children, then I think we would all be a lot better. I think it's important to know that the male role in a young boy's life is important, you know, because he can teach us how to be fucked up, or he can teach us how, no, that's how you do it. No, you don't do that. Teachers, look, watch this, son. What, man? Watch this. Come on, mama. Come on, we get in the car, mama. Dad, what you do? Well, I opened the door for her, and I closed the door, make sure she was in. Didn't smash her fingers or that. You know, that's that domestic stuff. And so you're teaching, right? You also can teach how to have a disagreement without fighting, without calling a whole bunch of names, and learning how to pause, because they're gonna want to get their last word in. And you're gonna go crazy if you fight in that space at that time. Somebody got to pause. You got, hey, you're right.
That's what I do.
You know, because you don't want to be right while she's trying to be right. You know, maybe you are right, Dad. Ain't no maybe I'm right. I said, okay, well, you're all right. I want you to get it all out. You know, get it all out. You know, I'm going to chew a little bubble gum while you're talking. I know it's going to be a little time. You know, get it all out. But, you know, she's a different species than us. And they don't work like me and you talking. You know, we just make simple math.
Women make decisions off
But
emotion.
they're different. They're different, and we'll never really think like they think. You know, and they have their days, and they can be sweet as all outdoors, and somebody else in a matter of seconds, right? We just gotta understand that. Do you want to live with them or not? Well, you know, I think I'm gonna live with them and just deal with it. Number 7. Who was it, and what did the person or people look like who taught you and gave you your first lesson on how to fight girls and women and how to beat women down? I mean, like, who gave you your first schooling? I mean, was it them dudes in the park over there?
My dad.
Your dad. He was like, and even though you didn't really like it or receive it like that, you know, he made sense out of nonsense. He said, your mama deserved it, man. You know, I mean, just look at what she was doing, right? And then, you know, and then like, she supposed to have bought, right? She bought mama or whatever, whoever mama, she supposed to have bought some milk, but she went and bought something else, right? And then boom. So I just gave her this to look out for y'all. So son, don't get mad about. So it's like different people. Then it's that pimp and the players, right? We watching movies, teachers. We got the people in the neighborhood, and it looked like they got it going on. This bro got the nasty ass panties on, right? Outside at nighttime or daytime, high heel shoes, right? And just some old freaky ass shit, right? You can see through the outfit. It's like a slip. And she up on dude. And you said, but then he slap her up every now and then. So there's a teacher around everywhere you go as a child. Right? You don't know right from wrong, but it looks like it must be good because she's still with you. Maybe this is the way it goes. Choke their ass out. You know, so who was the teacher? So number 8, was your mother the first hated woman in your life that you started hating before you started your cycle of hating all females and women? Like, was she the first one that you said, why you gotta use hate, Jane? Why you gotta use that, counselor? Well, your mother are supposed to be the first queen in your life. Believe it or not, she's the first person, opposite sex, that you meet, right? Other than maybe the nurse, but you ain't really aware of that. But you can feel the mother's touch or the mother not giving a touch, right? And it's a process that you should get as a child, being held, that special attention. What about a titty or something? We don't want to talk about titties with mama, but it's normal, right? Did she give me a titty or did she say you ain't getting no milk? There are certain disconnections, right? And it should still be a connection within biblical core, right? My mother seemed to have had an umbilical cord. And I say that because I could be somewhere and she said, she had called me. You all right, Jimmy? I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm feeling something. And I was like, I was just thinking about her. And I was thinking about her. I mean, she was weird that she always knew. She said, I always know when you come over my house. I didn't live with her at times. But she knew when I was coming. She'd say, I knew you was about to come here. I said, how, Mama? There wasn't no cell phones. She started cooking some food, knowing that I'm
got
coming.
a spiritual connection.
There's a spiritual connection.
Dude,
And I can't give everybody to receive it.
Right.
But sometimes you'll find somebody, might be your own child with you, right? Might be that girl, like you talking about. Oh, them girls are something else. Oh, you, see, I thought I was gonna have a girl. And I knew that thing about going on with drugs, I would have had a